Welcome to Today's Issues, a community service program informing you of the issues and events in the four-state area. Now, here are the issues for today on KNEO 91.7 FM.
Good morning. This is Luke Taylor with a Capitol Report update. U.S. Representative Eric Burlison called in last Friday with a response to President Biden's State of the Union address, as well as a few other things he's been at work on in Washington, D.C. He'll share those with you here now.
Eric Burlison here, your congressman for Missouri's 7th Congressional District, providing you an update on what happened in Washington, D.C. this week. This week, I, along with other members of the House, held a press conference in support of our nation's greatest ally, Israel. Also this week, President Joe Biden delivered his annual State of the Union address. During his speech, he spewed nonsense and lies. He didn't address any of the top issues for many Americans with real solutions. Instead, he pointed at Republicans and yelled. He refused to take accountability for his actions that left America and Americans worse off, or for his 94 executive actions that opened the border, which is the reason that Laken Riley, a young nursing student, was murdered by an illegal alien, and why many other Americans have been injured or killed by illegal aliens in our country, and many more have died due to fentanyl poisoning. And when he did mention Laken Riley's name, he mispronounced her name, calling her Lincoln Riley. This week, I voted along with the majority of the House to pass the Laken Riley Act, which requires ICE to detain illegal aliens who are charged with theft or burglary, like the illegal alien that killed Miss Riley. Joe Biden's economic policies have led to skyrocketing inflation and made Americans poorer. Simply put, Americans are poorer and less safe with Joe Biden calling the shots. This week, the House passed a package of 6 funding bills that continues Nancy Pelosi's spending levels and does really nothing to rein in the Biden administration's terrible policies and overreach. I voted against this massive bloated bill, which removed provisions to stop Biden's anti-Second Amendment rules, censorship of Americans, critical race theory and DEI mandates, while allowing funding for government-mandated kill switches in cars, sanctuary cities, asylum, and free lawyers for illegal aliens. Instead of fighting for conservative wins, this bill continues the status quo. It is another massive spending bill that funds wasteful and leftist anti-American programs. The latest episode of Fresh Freedom Podcast came out this week with special guest Congressman Scott Perry. This was Perry's second appearance on the podcast. We talked about his personal experience with FISA, his first job as a fruit picker, and why us conservatives are against the latest funding bill. And finally, I want to let you know I'll be holding a virtual town hall on March 21st at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. To RSVP and submit a question, please go to burleson.house.gov/RSVP. I look forward to hearing from you and answering your questions and hearing your concerns. That's all I have for this week. If you need help with any federal agencies, would like to write my office, or subscribe to the weekly newsletter, head over to burleson.house.gov. Eric Burlison here, fighting for you.
7th District Representative Eric Burlison can be reached at his Washington, D.C. office at 202-225-6536.
This has been Today's Issues. For more information about the issues you've just heard, call 417-451-5636. Today's Issues is presented as a public service of KNEO 91.7 FM, a Sky High radio network.